Hey, how's it going? Elijah here again. I wanted to talk to you about two things. One, an experience I had with a new sales coach, and also how to recognize if a coach is right for you and how to recognize if someone should be your mentor. Okay, this especially applies to sales and especially applies to marketing, but really it applies to any teacher in general. Okay, so I was talking to my boss and we were doing a video call, we were doing a mock call, right? And he asked me a question and then I responded to it, and then I asked him another question, and he just laughed at me. He just looked at me and laughed, and I kind of went, "Oh no, what did I just mess something up, or did he just uh, does he not recognize what a good salesperson looks like?" So I kind of freaked out for a second. I thought my job might be on the line because he's just there like laughing. And what he ended up teaching me though was really important because what he recognized in that moment was that I was looking at this like I need to do this for him. Whereas I should have been looking at it like I'm here to learn something. Because after you've been doing sales for going on 8 years now, like I have, it's almost like, yeah, we're doing this again, whatever, let's get this over with. But that was the wrong mindset, and I recognize that. And now I'm going to come from a learner's frame from here on out because the longer you've been doing something, the more likely you are to fall into this trap of being like, okay, I know everything about this now. I don't, your mind just tells you like, focus on something else. But we need to flip that. You need to have a learner's mindset if you want to be a master, because that's my goal is to be a master. I don't want to be a dabbler in my career. I want to be a master, right? So what ended up happening, the reason he laughed at that was because after I responded a little bit and went into another question, he wanted me to dive deeper into his emotions. And I thought I was doing that by asking him the next question, like, what's important about that? Or, you know, why is that important? But what I should have done was looked at him like a human, responded back, oh, yeah, man, I totally get that. That must really be, causing problems in your life. So how long has that been going on for? Because why would that have been a better response than what's important to you about X? It's a better response because it's human, first of all, but second of all, it's conversational. So there are conversational techniques you can use instead of looking at the sales call like it's a script, it's an outline. If you look at it like a conversation, it adds a ton of value. Okay. And I know some of you are going, wow, man, that's really cool. That makes sense. And some of you are going, oh man, this is obvious. I get this. I already do this. I know, but there's still patterns you can learn that you don't know yet, even if you think you do. So, because that's where I was. I was there thinking, I already know this. I already know how to do this. This is, let's get this over with. But the truth is, that's the wrong frame. Okay. And I'll never go there again because if some teacher has a tool that I can use to make myself better, I'm competing with myself now here. It doesn't matter if I'm the top employee because I've been the top employee in many companies, and you'll recognize that on a certain number of years in your sales career where you get there. But that doesn't mean that you're as good as you can be, okay? Because the best employee might be following a script, but the best employee hasn't adjusted his language patterns to fit the product, for example. And let me take a timeline for you to help you understand where you might be at and how to recognize if a coach is right for you. So let's say you're just starting out in sales. In your first year, you should be focused on nonverbals, your tonality, how you're saying your words, the rhythm, the speed, all of that matters, and the fluctuations, the differences. It's a big fucking thing, right? There's so much to that, and that's like 60% of what you're going to do. That might shock you, but it's true. Like if you look up 70 to 90% of communication being nonverbal, well, if you're on a phone call, it's like 90%. So, and if you're on a Zoom call, people are looking at your body language a little bit, but mostly they're listening to your voice. So your voice is going to be everything for a year. That sounds crazy, right? like 90% is the voice. Like, no way, man. It's what I'm saying. That's what you think. But if you've gone door to door, like I have, your first year of sales, you will recognize very quickly that the adjustments in your tone, they matter a lot. So that's what you should be doing in your first year of sales. You want to focus on that for at least 3 years, but in your first year, you need to really dive into it. I know you have to be focused on a script, but by the second year, you want to start focusing on language patterns. So while you're just casually working on, watching those videos, how someone walked into a room, what they did here to make themselves look good, blah, blah, blah. The next year, you need to focus on the language patterns. So that becomes really important. What did somebody say to flip a switch in someone's mind and make them pay more attention? Or what did someone say that made someone's mind flip a switch and now want to buy? And these can be stories, these can be NLP language patterns, these can be buying language patterns. These are all important, especially in your second year of sales, or as soon as you're getting this information. Like if you're just hearing this from me now, yes, you need to add these into your sales practice to be better. I don't care if you're the top guy in your sales team, you can still be better. Now, the third year, and the third thing you should be doing to really improve your sales practice is focus on the systems. Why do we want to focus on the systems? I've already got my damn script. I don't need to focus on any other systems. Yes, you do. Because if you don't, then you might be on step C of your script, but you lost someone on step A or B. And you're trying to get to step Z to close, but somebody was on step A or B, they didn't get what you're saying. Why? Because you didn't build the right beliefs. So you have to build the right beliefs in someone, and that comes through creating the right systems. So this is really powerful, whether you're in sales or marketing. Build the right beliefs in people. A good way to explain this as well is when you ask someone, what are you doing when you're selling? They'll usually say to you, if they're a beginner, they'll say to you, I'm convincing someone to buy from me. And then if they're more intermediate, they'll say something like, no, we're asking questions to help someone convince themselves that they should do the right thing. That's a better frame, but the best frame to have is actually somewhere in between that. And also, I'm using my language to build beliefs in someone to help them buy from me and say yes. Okay, because that's what an expert salesman can do. They can recognize that, oh, somebody was on step A or B and they missed something, so I didn't go to step C. I focused on that, and I didn't even continue the call, maybe if they weren't the right prospect, because I missed something. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to sell someone a water filter. If they don't believe that there's anything wrong with their water, why are you giving them a price? You shouldn't, like, that conversation just shouldn't even happen. Same thing if you're selling, if you're helping someone buy a stock market system and they don't even think that they're not even sure if stocks are for them. Well, you can go into all the details you want to, but it really doesn't matter if they don't have the beliefs that they need to do something. So you need to install those beliefs along the way in order to make your sale. That might sound kind of obvious, but the thing is, there's about 8 of them at minimum between you just met the person to they're buying a product from you. Can you name all 8 of them? I challenge you to that. If you can, type them in the comments. Most people are going to miss something. And if you want to get an exact system for your product, you can talk to me and we'll go through it, and I'll help you build that system. So feel free to book a call with me, or just send me a message on Facebook or comment below on YouTube, and we'll book a call. Now, I hope this video has helped you recognize how to recognize if a coach is right for you, and also hopefully it's given you some insight with my experience to, hey, take a step back. If you've been doing this for a while, you maybe don't know everything, even if you think you do. And for those of you that are learning, I hope that this has given you an opportunity now to get in touch with me. And see what we can do for you, because I'd like to help everyone who's following me that wants to improve in sales.